Welcome to my channel Official History of Coins and History Hunters. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American numismatics to uncover four of the most legendary and valuable 1-cent coins ever to leave the U.S. Mint. These aren't your everyday pocket change. Let's get started. The 2000 Maryland State Quarter, though ubiquitous in pocket change, harbors a numismatic apex so rare and valuable that it captivates serious collectors with the allure of a hidden treasure. Within the widely collected 50 StateQuarters series, certain exceptional specimens of this issue have transcended their face value to command prices rivaling classic silver rarities. The fervent demand for these coins stems not from the common design, but from a perfect storm of minting anomalies, pristine preservation, and elite certification, elevating them to the pinnacle of modern coin collecting. This specific quarter represents the ultimate challenge for enthusiasts seeking to own a flawless piece of contemporary minting history, where the hunt for perfection meets staggering market valuations. Issued as the seventh coin in the United States Mint's ambitious 50 StateQuarters program, the MarylandQuarter entered circulation on March 13, 2000. Its release was part of a decade-long initiative to celebrate each state's unique heritage, engaging the public in numismatics on an unprecedented scale. The reverse design commemorates the founding of Maryland through its depiction of the distinctive dome of the Maryland State House in Annapolis, flanked by branches of the white oak, the state tree. This state house is the nation's oldest in continuous legislative use and served as the U.S. Capitol from 1783 to 1784, a fact imbuing the coin with deep historical resonance. Struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, the coins intended for collectors were produced in special proof and silver proof finishes at the San Francisco Mint, setting the stage for the creation of the series' most coveted conditional rarities. What distinguishes the most valuable examples of this quarter are not overt design variations, but subtleties of strike and surface perfection that are visible only under intense scrutiny. The obverse features a standard Washington portrait by John Flanagan, while the reverse, designed by Thomas D. Rogers, presents a textured challenge with its detailed stonework on the State House dome and the delicate leaves of the oak branches. On the standard copper-nickel-clad planchet, these elements demand a flawless, full strike from pristine dies to achieve ultimate sharpness. The coins that achieve the highest market valuations exhibit immaculate, frosty luster on the raised devices contrasting with deep, mirror-like fields on proof versions, with not a single discernible contact mark, hairlining, or carbon spot to mar their surfaces. This level of perfection is exceptionally rare for a coin produced in the hundreds of millions for general circulation. The extreme rarity of this quarter in gem condition is a direct function of its massive circulation mintage, over 1.6 billion pieces from Philadelphia and Denver combined, which paradoxically makes a flawless survivor extraordinarily scarce. While any uncirculated coin is uncommon, those graded MS-67 or higher by services like PGS or NGC represent a minute fraction of the original output, often numbering in the mere hundreds or fewer for a given mint mark. Furthermore, the special 90% silver-proof specimens struck at San Francisco, already limited by their precious metal content and collector-oriented production, reached their zenith of rarity in grades of PF70 Ultra Cameo. In this perfect state, with immaculate surfaces and bold, contrasting frosted design elements, the coin becomes a numismatic unicorn, with populations sometimes in the single digits, driving intense competition among top-tier collectors. In today's nuanced market, a standard uncirculated 2000 MarylandQuarter holds minimal premium, but the financial landscape shifts dramatically for superlative examples. A standard-clad example certified in MS 67 might trade for a modest sum, but an example graded MS 68 can see values leap into the hundreds of dollars. The true market kings, however, are the flawless proofs. A 2000S silver proof quarter graded PF70 Ultra Cameo by PCGS or NGC routinely achieves prices between $3,500 and $5,000 at major auction houses, with particularly keenly contested sales, sometimes pushing toward the $6,000 mark. These figures are sustained not by speculative hype, but by well-documented scarcity and a consistent demand from registry set collectors who compete to assemble the highest-graded complete sets of the StateQuarters series, where a single PF70 Maryland coin can be a centerpiece. For collectors pursuing this pinnacle specimen, diligence and patience are non-negotiable virtues. Acquisition should focus exclusively on examples encapsulated by the leading third-party grading services, as their authentication and consistent grading standards are paramount for verifying both condition and authenticity. Engaging with established numismatic dealers who specialize in modern rarities or participating in prestigious auction events are the most reliable avenues. When evaluating a potential purchase, one should carefully review the certification holder's population report to understand exactly how many equal or finer examples exist. Proper storage, even for a slab coin, is critical. It should be kept in a climate-controlled environment away from direct light to preserve the pristine surfaces that define its extraordinary value. The 2000 Maryland Quarter in its ultimate form stands as a compelling testament to how modern minting, when combined with the relentless pursuit of perfection by collectors, can create objects of significant worth and desire. It bridges the gap between a familiar, popular series and the elite echelons of numismatics, offering a tangible piece of early 21st century history, preserved in a state of immaculate perfection. For the advanced collector, it represents both a formidable achievement in condition rarity and a sound investment in a certified, liquid asset with a transparent market. Its appeal endures, promising continued relevance and appreciation as a defining modern condition rarity from a program that reintroduced millions to the passion of coin collecting. Next coin among prolific 50 StateQuarters, the 2003 Alabama issue occupies a singular and revered niche, celebrated not only for its poignant subject, but for the extraordinary market values commanded by its most pristine specimens. This quarter distinguishes itself by featuring the first individual who was not a president to appear on a circulating U.S. coin, and its pursuit by collectors has elevated certain examples to the status of modern numismatic treasures. The fervor is not for the millions of circulated pieces, but for those flawless, high-grade examples that survived the minting process without a single blemish, encapsulating a powerful historical tribute in perfect metallic form. For specialists in modern coinage, securing a top-tier certified example represents a pinnacle achievement, blending cultural significance with the relentless collective pursuit of perfection. Released into circulation on March 17, 2003, the Alabama Quarter was the 22nd coin in the groundbreaking State series. Its design was a result of a public process and honors Helen Keller, the state's most renowned native, who triumphed over deafness and blindness to become a globally influential author and activist. The reverse depicts Keller seated, her name inscribed in both standard print and a reduced-size Braille script, a historic first for U.S. coinage. An elegant magnolia blossom and a banner proclaiming spirit of courage complete the scene, symbolizing her Alabama roots and indomitable spirit. This coin, therefore, transcends mere territorial representation. It is a miniature monument to human potential, struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints for collectors, embedding its message in over 457 million circulating pieces and specialized proof editions. The unique features of this design present both striking beauty and a grading challenge that underpins its rarity in top condition. The reverse, designed by United States Mint sculptor engraver Norman E. Namath, features a detailed, textured rendering of Keller's portrait and dress, alongside the delicate, raised details of the magnolia flower and leaves. On a standard copper-nickel-clad planchet, these fine elements require immense pressure from fresh dyes to be fully brought up. The fields, particularly on the proof versions from San Francisco, are intended to be deeply mirrored. The most valuable coins showcase this perfect cameo contrast. Sharply defined, frosty devices standing in stark relief against mirror-like backgrounds, with the Braille characters fully defined and the inscriptions knife-edged. Any weakness, contact mark, or hairlining diminishes this effect, and the coin's premium. The rarity of this quarter in gem condition is a classic paradox of modern minting. Extraordinary overall mintage juxtaposed with microscopic survival rates in flawless states. While hundreds of millions entered circulation, the vast majority were immediately bagged, shipped, and handled with machinery, acquiring marks and abrasions. Coins that escaped this fate and were preserved in absolute mint state are exceedingly few. For instance, in the professional numismatic grading tiers, a 2003 D Denver, quarter graded MS 68 is scarce, but the same coin in MS 69 is remarkably rare. The true pinnacle, however, is found in the 90% silver-proof specimens from San Francisco. Achieving a perfect PF70 grade requires not only pristine surfaces, but also impeccable eye appeal and strike, a standard so rigorous that population reports from leading services show only a handful of examples exist for each mint mark variety. Current market dynamics reflect a severe scarcity for the finest known examples. A business strike Alabama quarter from Philadelphia or Denver in top-grade MS 69 can realize prices from $1,200 to $2,500, depending on the specific mint mark and the intensity of competition among registry set builders. The silver proofs, however, occupy the highest financial echelon. A 2003 S Silver Proof Graded PF 70 Ultra Cameo by PGS or NGC consistently achieves auction results in the $4,000 to $5,500 range. Notably, specimens with exceptional toning, or those that are among the very first certified, can sometimes approach or even exceed the $6,000 threshold, as they are pursued by collectors aiming to complete the entire StateQuarters series in the highest possible grade, a task where the Alabama proof often serves as a key, high-cost stopper. For the serious collector targeting this coin, a strategy anchored in expertise and patience is essential. Acquisition must be focused exclusively on examples certified by PCGS or NGC, as their grading guarantees both authenticity and a condition rarity that justifies the investment. Engaging with established dealers who specialize in high-end moderns or monitoring major auctions from houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers is the recommended path. Before purchasing, one should meticulously study the certification number and population data to understand the coin's standing among its peers. Even within a sealed holder, the coin should be stored away from extreme temperatures and humidity to preserve its surfaces, and it is advisable to ensure such a valuable numismatic asset appropriately. The 2003 Alabama quarter with Helen Keller stands as a profound convergence of social history and numismatic excellence. It honors a timeless American icon through a design of subtle beauty and technical complexity, factors that make its flawless preservation both a challenge and a prize. As a cornerstone for elite registry sets, its value is sustained by a clear, quantifiable scarcity and deep, enduring demand from a dedicated collecting community. It exemplifies how a modern circulating coin can, under the right conditions of preservation and grading, ascend to become a blue-chip asset in a collector's portfolio. This quarter is far more than spare change. It is a lasting metallic tribute to courage, rendered in a form that represents the zenith of 21st century minting artistry and collector ambition. Second coin within the expanse of America, the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2016 Fort Moultrie, Fort Sumner National Monument. Quarter holds a distinguished and paradoxical position, being both a common circulating coin and, in its ultimate form, a prize of immense value and desire. Its significance to advanced numismatists lies not in its general mintage, but in the exceptional, conditionally rare specimens that have achieved perfect grades, transforming a modern issue into a costly centerpiece for specialized collections. This coin captivates those pursuing the highest registry sets of the series, where the difference between a near-perfect and a flawless coin can represent a financial chasm of thousands of dollars, driven by an intense competition for the few pieces that survive the minting and certification processes without a single microscopic flaw. Issued on April 4th, 2016, this quarter represents South Carolina in the series that celebrates national parks and historic sites. It specifically commemorates Fort Moultrie on Sullivan's Island, the site of a pivotal American victory in the Revolutionary War on June 28, 1776. This early success, which saw Palmetto log fortifications withstand a British naval bombardment, not only saved Charleston, but also directly inspired the inclusion of the palmetto tree on the state flag. The coin thus encapsulates a foundational moment of state and national pride, connecting colonial defense of liberty to a modern numismatic tribute. Struck in massive numbers for circulation at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, it was also produced in refined proof and silver-proof finishes at the San Francisco mint, where the potential for numismatic perfection was born. The coin's unique visual appeal is anchored in a reverse design rich with textured detail and symbolic depth. Designed by United States Mint Artistic Infusion Program designer Thomas Hipschen and sculpted by Mint sculptor engraver Jim Licoretz. It depicts Sergeant William Jasper returning the regimental flag to the ramparts amidst the battle's chaos. The scene is remarkably intricate for a quarter, featuring the detailed logs of the fort, palmettos, cannon, and flowing banners. On a standard-clad planchet, these elements demand a perfect strike to be fully realized. On the special 90% silver proofs, the potential for stunning contrast is achieved. The devices, especially the central figure and flag, display a frosty, textured finish that appears almost three-dimensional against the profoundly mirrored fields, creating a dramatic vignette of historical action. The extreme rarity of this coin in gem condition is a direct function of its intricate design and the realities of mass production. The very details that make it artistically compelling, the raised lines of the log fortification, the delicate leaves of the palmettos, the flag's fabric folds, also create numerous high points vulnerable to minute contact marks and abrasions during striking, bagging, and handling. Consequently, while hundreds of millions were struck, coins that could survive entirely unscathed earn a grade of MS-69 for business strikes or PF-70 Ultra Cameo for silver proofs are astonishingly few. Population reports from leading grading services reveal that for some mint marks, especially the Denver minted business strikes in MS-69, the numbers can be in the low hundreds or even fewer, creating a severe scarcity at the apex of the condition census. In the current numismatic marketplace, values for standard uncirculated examples are modest, but the financial ascent for the conditionally rare elite is steep and well documented. A 2016 D quarter graded MS-69 by PCGS or NGC, for instance, routinely commands prices between $1,500 and $2,800, reflecting its status as a key condition rarity for the Denver Mint issues of that year. The pinnacle of the market, however, is reserved for the pristine silver proofs. A 2016 S silver proof quarter with a perfect PF 70 Ultra Cameo designation consistently realizes auction prices in the $4,200 to $5,800 range. These values are propelled by Completus building top-tier registry sets for the entire America the Beautiful series, where the Fort Moultrie issue is frequently one of the most expensive and difficult coins to acquire in its highest grade. For collectors aiming to secure one of these exceptional specimens, a methodical and informed approach is critical. Prioritize coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by either PCGS or NGC, as this guarantees both authenticity and a stringent condition assessment that justifies a premium. Acquiring such a coin typically requires engagement with the secondary market through reputable numismatic auction houses or established dealers specializing in high-grade moderns. Before purchase, carefully review the certification number to study its population report ranking and verify its status. Proper stewardship is also key. Even sealed in its holder, the coin should be stored in a stable, cool, and dry environment to prevent any potential surface haze or deterioration that could affect its value and eye appeal. The 2016 Fort Moultrie Quarter, in its highest echelons of preservation, stands as a compelling testament to the modern collector's pursuit of perfection within a mass-produced series. It marries a powerfully evocative historical narrative with a design of exceptional complexity, making its flawless survival a notable numismatic event. As a high-value key coin for registry sets, its market position is underpinned by transparent scarcity and sustained, focused demand. This coin illustrates that even within a program of immense scale, the confluence of artistic ambition, minting challenges, and elite collecting goals can create objects of significant financial worth and lasting collectible importance, offering both a tangible piece of national heritage and a sophisticated numismatic investment.